Coucou, I am back. Véro, French girl in Seattle. Live from Paris on Friday evening. I just left you a few minutes ago, but I told you I'd be back if I saw something you might be interested in. And I think I'm going to go for my apéro pretty soon. It's late afternoon and I missed rush hour, which means I cannot get on the public transportation until 7 p.m. now. So guess what? I guess I will have to have an apéro in la Butte, Cailles, where I've been walking all afternoon. So I thought I would give you just a little bit more, another chance of peeking. Hello again, yay, more, says Missy. I'm glad. I appreciate the enthusiasm, Missy, and there's a lot to look at in this lovely neighborhood. This village south of the 13th arrondissement, where some people are really lucky to live. Here we go. I am walking one of these small streets I was telling you about. They call them impasse or passage. Oh, I remember this one. This is a cool building. You see this building on both sides? Only 2 floors. This is a place they opened, I think, at the end of the 19th century, when a lot of men, usually single men, would come to la Butte aux Cailles. All right, traffic. I'm going to wait for a second here. Here we go. There's another car coming. Anyway, there would be a lot of single guys coming from La Provence, the rest of France, to work here in Paris in the 19th century with industrialization. And so this building was purchased at the time to house these guys, so they could get a room here. And you see those doors at the end? This is where the bathroom was at the time. I'm assuming the people who own them now have actual bathrooms, but this was one of the places they developed in the neighborhood. Now, La Butte aux Cailles is very famous for its street art. In fact, there are tours specializing in street art in Paris, as you know, and I believe several go through La Butte aux Cailles. Some of it is really cool, some of it is not so cool. Here is Serge Gainsbourg, the French artist you probably know. I think I hear a garbage truck, bad timing on my part, but it's live, so we will roll with it. Oh, and look. The guy who puts those bicycles up there, I forget his name now, is also a street artist. We are in the Passage Boiton, and look at the lively scene as I pop up here on la rue de la Butte aux Cailles. You have a lot of bars and restaurants and a garbage truck. C'est la vie. Now, I like that a lot of these places are named after things that happened in this neighborhood. See this one, Les Tanneries? This is a reference to the tanneries that were in La Butte aux Cailles in the late 19th century. Tanneries. This place was kind of stinky at the time, and there were so many of them. The local river, La Bièvre, which is now buried, was actually very polluted. This one is named after a famous song, Le Temps des Cerises. That's a song that's usually associated with a pretty violent episode of the story of Paris. I'm going to step aside until the truck goes by. I hope he doesn't come in here. Playing hide and seek with a garbage truck. Yeah, the song Le Temps des Cerises is associated with a pretty violent time in Paris history, which was called La Commune, an uprising in the 1870s. And it was crushed in this neighborhood. And the song was associated with it, though it was written way before that. I think the truck is gone. I shall return. Yes, the people en terrasse. And I know you will notice that they're not many of them are wearing masks. So before you ask, because I know some of you will ask, masks are not mandatory in the street. I've seen people wear them this afternoon, but right now they're enjoying nice time en terrasse and they're not wearing them. Le Maire Le Moqueur is also an establishment that's been here for a long time. And so this is really the heart of the village of La Butte aux Cailles. And it's a very lively area at night. Here's the police coming towards me. They are wearing their masks. It's very early. It's probably around 6 p.m. So this will get a lot busier, I would expect. And here's the heart of that little village, the square that has it's kind of a triangle shape. Ooh, look at the street art here. It's like being in the center of Lion King. There's even a giraffe. Nice color. I love orange. Pardon, madame? Bicycles. And this is the street of the Five Diamonds, which goes all the way that way. Lots of cool streets around here. And as you can see, more restaurants here. It feels like a little bit of a village square, doesn't it? And you even have your Primeur, one of my favorite stores in France that sells fresh produce, vegetables and fruit. There's probably been one here for a really long time. Nénès, Café Nénès is also a classic. It's been here for years and years and years. So there you are. I am in the heart of La Butte aux Cailles in the 13th arrondissement. Friday evening is just starting, as you can see. You see the big towers in the background, those high buildings, tall buildings. That's what the 13th is really famous for. The architecture in the 13th is not that pretty, especially around Place d'Italie. But if you go past that and come to La Butte aux Cailles, you will see very different types of buildings, different architectural styles, much lower buildings such as these that were found in Paris in the late 19th and early 20th, especially in neighborhoods like this one, working class neighborhoods. And you would have that in Montmartre as well and other neighborhoods. Let's see, I'll walk down this way. I know a lot of you are sad that you can't come to Paris and France right now, so I feel bad leaving you right away. Though I'm dying for a glass of wine, to be honest. I'm parched. I do have that water I got from the fountain I showed you earlier in the other video, so I could always do that. Yes, I'm doing too. It's nice to be spontaneous. Why not? I can, right? And since I'm not doing an apéro tomorrow, if you've been following Apéro with Véro, you know that I stopped my apéro last week after 3 months, so I won't be tuning in live tomorrow on Saturday. So I guess that's my little gift to you, because I will not be broadcasting for l'apéro. Everybody recognizes this fountain, Wallace fountain. Whether it's an original or not remains to be seen. Usually there is the name of the sculptor and the date on, let's see, I'm going too fast to see it really, but if there is the name, Le Bourg was the name and the date, then you know it's an original one from the 1870s. Oh, I think I found it. And what do we say? Yes, it is. This is an original one. The real Fountain Wallace. They were gifted to the city of Paris by a very wealthy Englishman, Mr. Wallace. There we go. Yeah, well, you know, I'm not going to be able to do the apéro, but I get more time now to research topics, hopefully to write on the blog, which I've been neglecting, and also do more videos like this one, and work on the virtual tours that I want to develop during the summer. So win some, lose some, I guess, huh? We had a good run with the apéro for 3 months. I learned a lot. I think people learned a lot too. It was a lot of fun to meet you all on Saturdays, but I like to do different things. Well, I don't know what the garbage truck was doing, because there's a lot of garbage left here. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with that. So as you can see, the tables, this is interesting. See, if this was a pre-COVID-19 time, you would have, the tables would be a lot closer. And so right now they have to be 1 meter apart at least. And they have been able to request a special authorization from the city of Paris so that they can use these sections. You see the yellow markings. This is usually for deliveries, and they have been allowed to use extra space both on the sidewalks and off of the sidewalks so that they can make a decent living, since you probably know that cafes and restaurants can only serve outside right now. They can't open their rooms to all of us. But on Sunday we're expecting a big speech from President Macron and an update, so there might be some news on Sunday actually. So voilà mes amis, this was my second hello. I hope you've enjoyed this little stroll around La Butte aux Cailles. You have 2 videos to watch now, and hopefully that'll get you tied up until the next one. So have a wonderful weekend tout le monde. And I'm going to pick a table at any of these places and sit down and have a glass of wine. Because pourquoi pas, hein? À bientôt mes amis. Be careful out there.